Oh man, we're live. Cool. Let's try to get some people in here though. I don't even know how to share this thing. How do I share the fact that this is live? I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even know how to see any of the comments. 3 viewers? Well, that's cool. 4 viewers? How do I see what's going on? Oh, there's a chat. Is this the chat? We're about to get into it right now, guys. I just got to figure out how this thing works. Yeah. And it says that it's offline, but it's not. I have 1 viewer right now. Screen share, cameraman. This is an interesting situation to be in. Links. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's what I'm going to post on YouTube. Or not YouTube, on Twitter. Got to post some stuff, guys. I want to see if I could actually get anybody in here. And then we're going to get into it. You're just going to hear me talk about stuff that I have in my brain. Hey, yeah, yep. It's definitely working. Do, 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 do. All right. Who's in here? Somebody send me a chat message so I can see if it's actually working. Because I want to make sure that I could read those chat messages. Because I don't have this all down to a science like you guys do. Let's see. What happens if I go to that link? There we go. I can see myself. It's like Inception. Oh, here we go. There we go. These are the chat messages. Hello there. This live video is in once every month. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about. It's not supposed to be once a month. It's supposed to be quite more frequent than that. So, yeah, that's what I'm here to talk about. But I'll be getting into that a little bit later. How I receive documents from another app or from Safari. Example, a PDF. Well, there's a couple of different ways that you could do that. You can send it through email. You can use the UI activity share thing that I put up a video not too long ago. You could do that. And yeah, I don't know. And I also brought a toy to play with while I'm here in case you guys don't keep me entertained, because this is a 2-way avenue. You guys got to keep me entertained while I try to keep you entertained. Anyway, yeah, so what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk, well, first thing I want to talk about, because I want to see if more people will join. And if not, then that's cool, because I don't really do live streaming. Most people don't expect me to do live streams, so they're probably not looking to come in for a live stream on my channel. And I don't have that many subscribers. I have like a decent amount, like 1.6 thousand, which is a really good amount. But it's not like one of the bigger YouTubers that, like Sean Allen. He is definitely picking up the pace. Well, like, I mean, he is like picking up the subscribers. He's been really busy lately, and he's a really awesome guy. But anyway, first thing I wanted to talk about is if you don't have a blog or a YouTube channel, or you're not doing anything outside of work, if iOS development or programming in general is, if that's your job and you're not doing anything outside of work, then you are definitely going to want to start doing that. And here's one of the reasons why. On Thursday, my my team needed to scrape some data off of a website. And usually you don't really think of using Swift to do this type of thing, but they were considering hiring like an intern or something and doing it, and it would have taken like 2 to 3 hours. And I want to say, like, realistically it would have taken like 4 to 5 hours. But it would have been an excruciating process to go through for anybody, because it's just a really repetitive task. And that's what programming is supposed to be for, is to combat repetitive tasks, because that's what computers are good at, you know, doing the same thing over and over again very quickly. And I was able to scrape a website that I didn't have any knowledge about or anything like that. All I did was get a chance to really look at it for maybe like a minute or two. And then my manager, he kind of challenged me to see if I could actually do it. And within an hour, because I put out a video on scraping web data in one of my YouTube videos with Swift, I was able to do that in less than an hour. And I was also able to turn it into like a miniature app by just throwing it into a table view and giving it some color, which I thought was pretty cool. And I just really impressed myself. Like, I know that's kind of like a weird thing to say, like, you impressed yourself. Sounds kind of conceited to me, but I really did. I really impressed myself, because to be able to scrape data that quickly on something that I'm not that familiar with, but since I have some experience doing it, it was like a really awesome experience in my opinion. So that's why I say that you really should look into starting to do a blog or a YouTube channel, because it will really increase your skill set. Because when you start doing these things, people will ask you to cover topics that you would never come across by yourself. You're just not going to come across them by yourself. Because I have no interest in scraping a website. Like, why would I need to scrape a website? I wouldn't, for the most part. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you aren't doing anything where people are constantly asking you to do something different, then your skill sets are not growing, and you know, you're gonna be limiting yourself overall. So that's one thing that I wanted to put out there. It's been a while. I don't think many more people are coming in, which is fun. The one thing that I want to talk about is why, let's see, right, when you're explaining things to others, meaning, you know, in that topic. No, actually, don't be deceived that I know all these topics by heart. Like, the stuff that I cover, I don't know. Like, I have to spend time researching it. I make my own project, and then after that, I have to set it up. I have to set up a new project to actually prepare for covering it. And then that's when I actually go over it in the video. So I essentially do the thing 3 times, right? So I first figure out how does it work, and I just get the basics done. Then once I get the basics done and I kind of understand it, then that's where I move on to the second step, and I start preparing a project that will work for you guys, where I can explain it to you in a way that you'll be able to understand it. And then the third time that I do it is when I actually do it in the video. So these topics, I don't know how, like, to use SQLite. Like, I have to go back and like look at stuff. I never worked with SQLite directly before I did that video. It took a long time. It takes a long time to research these topics that you guys want covered, and it makes me a better programmer for it. But don't be deceived and think that I know all this stuff. Oh, okay. So you're also an educator. Yeah. So I mean, really, like all you need to know is something that somebody doesn't. And then the quicker that you do that, the better it is. The quicker that you put out your content or your curriculum or whatever it is after you learn it while it's all fresh in your head, is I think it's very beneficial to somebody that has no background with whatever the topic is, because you're still kind of new to it and you're teaching somebody that doesn't know anything about it how to use it. So you could kind of relate more than somebody that's, like a veteran in that field, because they're going to just assume that you know things, and they're going to skip over things that you just don't, you're not going to know. So I mean, you know how it is. But yeah. All right. So going back to what I was saying, or what I was going to say, the reason why I have been gone for so long and have not given you guys YouTube videos is because I've been working on a course, and the course is on, I think I'm okay to say it because it's all done and it's going to be going up soon anyway. I hope I don't get in trouble. I'll beg for forgiveness later. Yeah, so I'm going to, I finished doing a notifications course for iOS. It's going to cover a lot of different topics. I'm not going to get into that stuff because I might get in trouble for that. But the overview, I think I'm safe to say it's going to be with DevSlopes, which is the company that essentially taught me how to do my work. Mark Price put out a couple of videos on, or put out an entire course on Udemy. And that's where I really started to understand programming, because I didn't come from a programming background before I was an iOS developer. And that was a really great way to learn. He is a very entertaining coder, and he explains stuff very well. And that's where I was able to learn. Like, once you have the foundation, especially if it's a strong one like Mark provided, then it will allow you to grow like very steadily, and it'll allow you to grow like a very strong programming like skill set. So I'm working with DevSlopes. I'm getting out a notification course. It just went through review. I heard that the content is pretty good, or at least decent. You never know when somebody's like reviewing your work, like, are they just being nice, or, but no, but it feels bad. They obviously wouldn't let it go out. So I think that it's really, really good content. And you guys should definitely be on the lookout for that. It goes out to DevSlopes for the first 60 days. And then after that, I think I can do stuff with it, but I'm not really concerned about all that, really. But anyway, yeah, so DevSlopes, it's going to be on DevSlopes soon. I think it might be available. No, well, it can't be available before the end of the month because that's today. But it'll be available early next month, which is October, which is tomorrow. And not saying that it's going to be available tomorrow, it's just going to be available soon. So be on the lookout for that. I'll announce it when it actually does get released. I think it's really good. It covers a lot of topics. Even if you don't care to learn notifications, you're going to learn quite a bit of stuff, because it covers several different technologies. And in order to get notifications working with these different technologies, you have to kind of know how to make stuff work. So it's like a crash course on a lot of these services, but geared towards notifications. So that's why I've been gone from YouTube. That's why I haven't given you guys any videos. Believe me, I miss doing YouTube. That's why I'm doing this live stream, because I'm like, man, I haven't been on YouTube in a long time. And I just want to get back out there, because I feel kind of disconnected from you guys right now. It feels kind of weird. Like I felt way more connected with you guys when I was doing things on a more consistent basis. Now, I plan on coming back, at least minimum giving you those 2 videos a week. aiming to releasing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So one video on Tuesday, one video on Thursday. Doing my recordings on like Saturday and Sunday mornings. Doing these live streams once a week, kind of like how Sean Allen and Brian Voong do their live streams on Sunday mornings. So I think I'll probably do mine on Saturday mornings. Yeah, that's what I'm planning. Okay, so hold on, I got a question. Can you please do more Xcode 9 tutorials for beginners? Now, I think you mean like Swift tutorials. I suppose I could do like Xcode stuff, tips and tricks, but Sean Allen has a video on that, which I think everything that he went over in his Xcode tips and tricks, like I didn't know any of that stuff, which was pretty cool. So definitely check that out if you're interested in like Xcode specific stuff. I'm more geared towards like programming because that's what I like enjoy doing. And then if you see something in one of my videos where I do a tip and trick, I'll try to explain what that tip and trick is. But I don't know if I plan on doing an actual video on that specifically, unless it gets more requests. As for the beginners part, all my videos come with the assumption that you already know something about Swift, that you probably know how to set up a table view. You probably know how to put a label in the table view cell, things like that. You know how to use storyboards, things like that. I feel that I cover a lot of this stuff in depth to a point where even beginners should be able to follow along. But like if you're talking about like essentials, like you know, how does a function work, or how do I you know, get a table view onto my storyboard or something like that, then I probably won't. I just don't have any interest in that. I might make a course on like the very beginner stuff like that, but the videos probably aren't going to be geared towards that. If you're talking about what I consider beginner videos on my YouTube channel, because you might notice that each thumbnail comes with a little tag at the bottom right. It's either going to be green for beginner, yellow for intermediate, or red for advanced, and they're different shapes too. The beginner videos aren't necessarily beginner topics. I just say that based off of like a beginner skill set, they should be able to follow along. So maybe it's not a traditional sense of beginner tutorials, but I do plan on putting out those and intermediate. Whenever I say something's advanced, that means like there's so much stuff that goes into it that I can't possibly explain everything that I'm doing. You have to understand like how classes and how storyboards and everything work. And I'm just primarily trying to focus on explaining how this specific type of service or framework or whatever it is works. So that's kind of how I rate my videos. You don't really want the advanced unless you like truly understand my programming style and you're like extremely comfortable with Swift and iOS. But yeah, the videos, beginners and intermediates, a lot more of those should be coming out soon. I'm not going to say that, you know, one beginner, one intermediate a week. It's just whatever I feel like. I don't grade the topic until after I finish it and feel like, or see how well I can explain that topic. So yeah, there'll be more videos, some beginner, some intermediate. Like I said, I try to keep it on those two and stay away from the advanced stuff. Do you also do private classes? That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Starting this, starting, I guess, a week and a half ago, I started getting my stuff together for private classes. And I actually put up a site. I'll have to provide you guys with the site link somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to do it, but it'll be on kiloloco.com somewhere. I already have the site. If you go to kiloloco.com/p/mentoring, it's there. I'll put it in the live chat for. Actually, I don't know if I can do that. Let's see if I could do that, if they'll let me post a website. kiloloco.com/p/mentoring. kiloloco.com/p/mentoring. Yeah. Okay. Let me put them. Yeah. So if you go to that website, I have a form there that has a bunch of questions, and it'll ask, like, where do you rate yourself as a programmer? Are you beginner, intermediate, advanced? Where are you with Swift? Beginner, intermediate, advanced. What do you want to get out of the out of the mentoring sessions? And then what's your price range? Now I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now, guys. Everything starts off at like $300. Packages are in like 4 sessions. That's like the beginning. I'll talk about the $300 one, which is my beginner price range. This comes with 4 sessions. The first session is going to be like where we sit down together, or like, we talk over Skype or over a phone call, or through some IM or something. We talk and we discuss what you want to get out of this mentoring session, so I could tailor the mentoring session to whatever your needs are, whatever you need. So like if you want to learn on a specific topic, like let's say you want to learn something about like networking requests, like you really just don't understand the networking requests and you need somebody to talk to about it, then we can just, schedule the next 3 sessions all around that and take it to the next level on each session or something like that. Let's say you're maybe working on a project and you need help, like your project's like really big, you have like a lot of legacy code, and you don't understand what's going on. I can help you with that. And or it could be just about whatever you guys want, but that's what that first session is for. The first session is to go over what you want to have accomplished by the end of our mentoring sessions. And the next 3 are going to be, covering that content. And they're going to be 1-hour sessions. Now that's where it starts off. It starts off at $300. I charge it's essentially being charged like $100 an hour, but I don't count that first session. So that's where it's at. Now, I know that price might be steep for most people, but this is what I can't afford to charge any less than that, because essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking time away from my family in order to do this. And if I'm taking time away from my family, I value that time very highly, and I need to be compensated for taking that time away from my family. Now, there's other options, like that's a total of 4 sessions. The first one being, talk about the curriculum or whatever you want to call it. And then that's spread throughout 4 weeks. We can adjust it if you need it to be done in 2 weeks. So, the first 2 sessions in 1 week, and then the next 2 sessions in the next week. We can do that for a different price. And then I'm also offering subscriptions, which start off at $400 a month. And what the subscriptions do, and the reason why you might want a subscription, is because the first tier subscription will come with 1 session every week, one hour session every week. And it also comes with 10 emails per week that are specifically related to helping you resolve any problems that you have. So like if you have a problem and it's not our day for the session, but you need help on something, you can email me, and then I can respond to you within 12 hours and try to help you out. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee that the code that I send you or the suggestions that I give you will fix anything. Like, I mean, how could I guarantee that? But I mean, if there's a problem, I'll definitely help you through it. And you get 10 emails you get 10 emails every week. On Sunday, it renews to 10. So let's say you only use 7. Next week, you still only get 10. They don't like roll over or anything like that. So it's 10 emails a week, and that's for $400 a month. So yeah, I have somebody that's already interested in it, but I don't think I'm gonna sell the emails separately because they wouldn't be that valuable to you guys. Like each email, like the emails part, you're really stealing. Like that's a very high value type of thing that I'm offering, because each email that I'm going to send back to you is probably going to take like 15 minutes to send to you, because you're asking me a question. I have to read it. I'm a slow reader, but that shouldn't be your problem, right? No, but the real problem is you're asking me a question about code. So if I have to research it, it's probably going to take like around 15 minutes for me to look it up and then get back to you and give you my recommendation. So it's going to be about an average of 15 emails or 15 minutes per email. So, I mean, I could sell you the emails individually if that's something that you want. Kind of against it, but if that's what you want, and I sell them in packs of 10. So $15, 15 minutes for you get, it's averaging about 15 minutes per email. And you get packs of 10. So that's 150 minutes, which is 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours, you're looking at $250. So that's what the price range is going to be on that. If you guys are interested in that, honestly, if you're paying that much, you might as well just get a session and we can go over everything all at once. The sessions, the $300 session that I mentioned does not include email support. That's something that's mainly geared for subscription only. But yeah, I'm just putting all that stuff out there in case you want. Next, new service that I'm also offering is having your proof of concept up. So let's say for whatever reason you watch my channel, but you don't actually want to code. Okay. Well, if you do watch my channel and you don't want to code, or if you want to just have an app built for you, I'm doing it for pretty reasonable price. If you, and this is just for like a proof of concept, and we could go into what the proof of concept actually means if that's something that you're interested in. But I could build out a proof of concept for real cheap. What I'll do is I'll also post that link in the description, or not in the description, but in the live chat. And it's same, you know, path for the most part. kiloloco.com/p/build my app. So I'm offering to do proof of concept within a reasonable amount of time, like 2 weeks or something like that. We could get into the details of that if you're interested, but I don't think this is the platform. Like, I don't know why you'd be watching me if this is what you're interested in, but if you are, then feel free to reach out there. kiloloco.com/p/build my app. Yeah, so I'm offering that as a new service too. All right, so yeah, those are my new services. So the next thing I want to talk about are some of the ideas for the channel. Now, I really got to be careful with some of these ideas because I already don't have enough time as it is. I'm super busy, but some of them sound kind of fun. So what I want to do is I want to start doing like vlogs, kind of like how Sean Allen does, because I think that's pretty cool, except I'm not awesome and I don't have a drone, so I can't give you guys drone footage. But I thought it would be an interesting thing to do because you know, most of the developers on here that you see on YouTube, well, everybody has a different lifestyle, right? And I haven't really come across a iOS developer that I really relate to, because I don't see them putting like their family on it on their site, which, I mean, why would they? But like I don't see like the whole family lifestyle of an iOS developer. Like, what's that like? So I thought it'd be something a little bit different and interesting to do. I want to look into trying to do a vlog, which requires a lot more time that I'd be taking out of my day to do. But I think I want to at least try to experiment with it. And I don't know if you guys will like it or not, but I guess the views will be my feedback if you guys want to see it. So I'm thinking about doing a vlog. I'm also thinking about doing a blog, micro blog to be more specific, which is going to be something that's kind of like Twitter. A microblog is kind of like Twitter, right? Where you have these really short, concise posts where you talk about something in like less than, I don't know, like 280 characters or something like that. So what I was thinking was, what if I started doing a blog on that? And I also started, attaching some of the code to it. Like, so I would do a microblog on how to like set up a button programmatically or something like that, right? Or I'd do a microblog on how to do a networking request, and just a bunch of these like topics that are kind of already known, that I even cover in my videos. But all my videos are like movies; they're like super long. So not everybody wants to watch a movie to learn how to do something. Maybe you already know how to do it, but you just forget how it works. So what I was thinking is I could set up GIST, which like GitHub GIST. And if I set up those GitHub GISTs and have links to them, I can also, attach my microblog to that, and then you have information that's easily accessible. Now, if I was going to do the blog, it would be on my website, and it would be subscription based. Like, this is content that only subscribers would get, and I'm going to add a new tier to my website soon. I'm thinking about doing like a $10 a month subscription fee where you have access to all my content. That's another thing. Like any courses that I put out, it's just going to be a subscription fee, just $10. Like everybody else is charging like $15 and $20, and I think it's because they have expenses, right? Like, but I don't really have expenses because I do all this stuff by myself. I don't have anybody else to pay. Like, all the money would just be going to me, and all I need is like a couple hundred people to subscribe, and I'm set. I could start doing this like full time. So I'm thinking about doing that. Yeah. How do you learn iOS? So that's something that I covered a little bit earlier, Matthew. I learned iOS through DevSlopes, which is a company that was started by a developer. I think it's okay to still call him a developer, named Mark Price, a businessman named Mark Price. And he put out Udemy videos, and that's the main way that I learned. Like, I was already learning before that. I was taking other Udemy courses, and then I also jumped on like Swift Playgrounds and stuff like that right when Swift came out. But since I didn't come from a programming background, there was no way to really benefit from Swift Playgrounds, because there's like no good way to learn. Like, I was reading the Swift hand guide, and that's not really set up for somebody that's never programmed before. So eventually, when the actual course came out, I jumped on that. I started learning it, and he explained everything in a way that I understood, and I was able to build up my skills from there. Do you enjoy your job? Well, I have an entire YouTube channel dedicated to doing Swift programming. So I would say yes, I actually do enjoy my job. I love coding. Now, the company that I'm at right now, well, I'm technically a contractor, right? I'm still technically a contractor because I work with a startup, and like, startup's not in a position to actually bring me on. Like, I work full time, but I'm not like a real employee, right? So working with that startup, I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of different hats with that company. So I have to do like design stuff, which I'm not really good at. There's a couple other things that I do. So that stuff, like, it's cool to learn, but it's not what I love doing. I'm fine with doing it, but it's not what I love doing. The part that I love doing is actually working with code that works right, that's done properly, and networking with APIs, which I find is the most fun to just take in an API and make it display the way that you intended it to work. So that's the part that I like. Hold on, somebody else said hi and I didn't say hi to them. Daniel, what's up, man? Daniel, I hope I say this on. I think that's right, hopefully. I think I met you at a meetup and you hosted a while back. Hope things are going well for you. I think I met you at a meetup you hosted. Yeah, that's I think I remember you. I think you had an app that you wanted to do where it was based off of a user's location, and you wanted to know who was in that area, like immediately close to you, like in the room, essentially. I think that was your app, if I'm remembering the right person correctly. And we met up at that waffle place that I hosted in Laverne. I still do the meetups. Nobody comes, but like only one person ever comes to my meetups. But I still hold the meetups. They're here in Glendora, California, and I still enjoy preparing for that type of stuff. So yeah. Yeah. Where was I going? There was something that I was talking about before I answered Matthew's question. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. I was talking about my website. I'm planning on putting out subscriptions, a subscription-based content, and then I also need to put out a app for myself, because the Google Forms that I'm using on these websites that I posted, they're like super slow. So I got some feedback, and I was told that they're super slow and they kind of suck. So I gotta fix that, and that's something that I was hoping that Google would be on top of, but they're just not. So I have to come up with some forms. I have to put them in an app and make all that stuff. I have to make all that stuff work nice and properly. Yeah, I'm not in that area in OC currently. Orange County. Yeah, that's where I want to move to. But I'd be the other person there if I were the. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool if you were out here. But it's too far for you. Orange County's quite a drive already. It's going to take you. The closest city in Orange County that's to here is probably, what is it? La Crescenta or Placenta? I don't know. It's like Fullerton area. Anyways, if you're deeper than that, then it's way too far. That's why I did it out here, is because I'm tired of driving out to Santa Monica for all these meetups, which, it's cool to see all those cool developers over there, but it's just too much of a drive. I have a family. I can't be doing all this stuff. Do you do one-on-one calls? Yeah, we could do calls. With a name like Matthew Houston, I would assume that you're in the United States, so that should be fine. Or Canada. I don't know what my phone plan covers, but yeah, one-on-one calls, that would also be in the mentoring if you wanted to do that over like If you wanted to do that in the mentoring sessions, we could do that. Yeah, if you guys are interested in mentoring, look into the websites that I posted, and we could look into that. I'm in the Bay Area. Oh, man, you live next to all those awesome programmers, and you coming to me? Shame on you. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, Bay Area. That's fine. I live in probably what you'll know as LA area. So yeah. So yeah, thank you, Landside, for posting that. Thank you. Do you want to move to Irvine? Irvine, no, because it's too expensive. Where I really want to, I don't know if you'll know the city, but where I really want to move is Yucaipa. But that's so far from everything. That's where I want to move is Yucaipa, and that's like you're not really supposed to do that if you want to be a tech person. But ideally, I wouldn't be working at a company. I would just be making videos for you guys, teaching you guys, and then all I have to do is just like learn all this cool stuff and then teach you guys about it. That's what I'd be doing ideally, and then working on my own apps and my own subscriptions, and then be able to provide for my family, provide a very comfortable lifestyle for my family, doing all this really fun stuff as opposed to like working a 9 to 5. So that's what I would really prefer. That's the end goal, guys, to get to a situation where I can just do fun stuff, like provide YouTube videos, provide videos on my courses, and have enough of these different revenues coming in to where I can have the lifestyle that I want, provide for my family. And then I'm also helping all you guys because if you guys are already developers, then you know that development can change your life. It changed my life for the better. That's super certain. I was a manager at a restaurant before this, and I wouldn't say I hated life, but I hated going to work. Like literally hated it. It felt like there was cancer in me. Like there was this black void in my chest every time I'd walk into work, and it killed me. So that's why I want to help. That's why I do YouTube videos, because I'm learning and I'm helping you guys get further in life. So yeah. Let's see. Can you make a video about Zib? Yeah. You know what? Let me just open a ticket for that in Trello, because I'm still currently using Trello for like keeping track of all my tasks. I got to make my own app that does all this. I'm going to put that in my own Kilo Loco app, like a Trello board, so that you guys can see it, and then also make requests and stuff like that. But the only thing that's really slowing me down is that I want to do all this stuff with all my own code and just see it all come together. I'm going to do it with Vapor. And I have to learn how to do authentication, like email authentication and all this other stuff. And then make sure that it's like safe so that people don't try to hack it. Like, I don't know why you would hack me. I give away a lot of my stuff for like reasonable prices, and if not free. But yeah, hold on. I just want to add this Zibs. Okay. I'm gonna add that, and then I need to drag my little face. Hold on. It's been a while since I've done it on the computer. I kind of forgot how to do it. Yeah, so I added Zibs to my Trello board, and yeah, I think that's, yeah, come on. Let's see, how do I share this? How do I share this? It's been a while since I've done it on here. Oh, share, duh, right there where it says share, Kyle. Come on. All right, I added to Trello. It'll get done. It's not going to get done in a timely manner, but it'll get done, Billy Evans. So thank you for that suggestion. Are you interested in back-end development? Yes, actually, highly interested. because I learned how to do backend development with Vapor, and Vapor is super fun. That's another thing. Like, I hope I don't get in trouble. Like I said, I cover how to set up a push notification server with Vapor in the notification course that's going to be coming out soon through DevSlopes. So I love backend development because what I'm starting to realize is that iOS development is just front end, and it's just making stuff look pretty. And I'm not like, I wish I was artistic and I wish I knew how to like just make things look good. And I probably could, practice makes perfect, but I like thinking about logic. That's why I do things like this. You see this? This is like logic. It makes you think. UI stuff is not, it doesn't make you think as much. Like, I mean, there's still logic that you have to do on when you're dealing with iOS development, but it's just not, it's not the same. Like, back end is like all logic, and it's like how to get all this information and just send out the stuff that you want. So it's like all logic. You don't have to worry about what stuff looks like. It could be like, there's no UI component to backend. So yeah, that's something that I'm super interested in. Also, can you make a video about remote push notifications? Remote push notifications, I will not be doing a video on. Not for a long time, like 6 months. Because that's what my course is going to cover. It covers literally like everything that you need to know about push notifications. I cover in that course, and that would be like me competing with myself, which doesn't really make sense. Like I said, after like either check it out on DevSlopes, which they also offer subscriptions, which at an affordable price. But when I finally get to put the content on my website, it'll also be available, and you can do it from there, whatever you want. But it'll be out. The notifications I can't do. That doesn't make sense for me. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't. I'm sorry. Let's see. What restaurant did you work at? The restaurant that I worked at is called Casa del Rey. It's here in San Dimas. It's a family-owned restaurant, Mexican food, and yeah, it was like nothing wrong with the restaurant, but like, just didn't like working with the people there because a lot of people are super lazy there. And I consider myself to be a very hard worker. And when you're working hard and nobody else is working hard and you guys get paid the same, it's not fun. So can you possibly do a video about how to work with a graphic designer also? I can do that, actually. I'm going to be rebranding the entire Kilo Loco brand very soon. I recently started working at a at a workspace called Union Cowork. Really nice place, really nice people. It's similar to WeWork, and I met a designer here, and I talked about getting a new logo, and he was telling me, hey, you got to look into branding across the board, not just the logo. So let me go through that experience first and find out how that works, and then I'll be able to do that as well. But Billy, you're gonna have to come back and ask again. You're gonna have to keep in touch. That's not something I'm gonna put on Trello, because the stuff that I have on Trello is more like more for just the Swift stuff. But if I'm doing these vlogs that I'm considering doing, maybe that will be part of it. So just keep in touch with me, Billy, and I can try to go over that as much as I can. So yeah, I gotta finish this thing. Okay, so last thing is if you're a programmer and you don't have a Rubik's Cube, you need to get one, because this will automatically put your brain into like well, I don't know, it won't automatically do it for everybody, but what I found about this and why I keep 2 of these at my desk is because it puts my brain, it puts like whatever I was thinking about, whatever I'm working on the back burner, like almost immediately. This one doesn't really help anymore because I know how to do the 3x3 really easily now. So I have a 5x5, which requires more, I guess, processing power for my brain. And I found that it really helps me think through some of the problems. Like if I run into a wall while I'm coding, I start just messing with my Rubik's Cube, and it helps me think through some of the process on the back burner. So, and also they're really fun. So once you learn how to do it, and I guess they impress people, but they're really fun. And since you're a programmer, you probably like problem solving, and that's all this is problem solving. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Sure, gotta go now, but thanks so much. Gonna keep watching. All right. Later, Billy. Yeah, I actually gotta go too, guys. It's been cool to hang out with you guys. It really has. But there's like a class going on downstairs. I'm here at the co-working space, and you know, it might be another potential way of me networking and then possibly teaching, because they're teaching how to code up drone, like code in JavaScript, get a drone flying and doing some other stuff. I don't know. I have to go figure it out. I have to go. It's going to be the first class. I have to go see what it's about. And then they might want me to also start teaching Swift stuff. So that's pretty cool, huh? Cool stuff. Cool? I think so. So thanks for giving me some of your Saturday morning, or if you're somewhere else, Saturday night. And yeah, have a great rest of the weekend, and keep coding passionately. All right. I will see you guys later, and be on the lookout. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, later.